I'm Rolene Marks, bringing you those top stories making headlines here in Israel, right here on the Israel Brief, brought to you as always by Lay of the Land. So let's take a look at those top stories. And the IDF have closed off access roads around Gaza as well as train lines between Sderot and Ashkelon earlier today. Now the IDF have raised their threat level, and this is due to the fact that last night, while counter-terror units were conducting operations in Jenin in the West Bank, they arrested the head of Palestinian Islamic Jihad. So today, the military has been bracing for possible reprisals coming from the Gaza Strip. So far, thank goodness, we are happy to report it has been a quiet day. Meanwhile, it hasn't been a good day for terrorists. Earlier today, President Biden announced that Al-Qaeda's number one and the mastermind behind the 9/11 attacks, Ayman al-Zawahiri, had been eliminated by a CIA drone attack. The president said that no matter how long it takes, we will find you. Prime Minister Yair Lapid tweeted out his response saying the world is a safer place. Now, we have been covering Miloon Kothari at the Commission of Inquiry at the United Nations Human Rights Council's horrendous anti-Semitic comments, and the international voice condemning his comments has been growing. Hungary and Belgium have become the latest countries to voice their condemnations, as well as the EU Parliament. Earlier today, Miguel Morantinos, the High Representative for the United Nations Alliance of Civilization that is dedicated to looking at ways to combat anti-Semitism and propagate Holocaust education, tweeted out that words matter and that hatred is toxic. He says will continue to work with all countries, but especially Israel, in the fight against anti-Semitism. He said he's willing to work with all other non-state actors as well as UN agencies as well. He said that he highly recommends that a definition on anti-Semitism be adopted. Now, we just want to remind High Representative Morantinos that as welcome as his words are, there is an existing definition on anti-Semitism. It's the IRA definition, it's the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition. This could be the one that he is speaking of, and if so, he echoes the words of former Special Rapporteur Ahmed Shahid, a great friend of the Jewish people, who said it is his recommendation that the United Nations as an institution and its bodies adopt the IRA definition of anti-Semitism. So we are going to continue to follow the story and watch how it unfolds. Ultimately, of course, we want the Commission of Inquiry, the sham Gaza Commission of Inquiry, disbanded and dissolved. It's 3 commissioners who are on a panel, all have a history of anti-Israel and anti-Semitic activity and therefore cannot be impartial. We have also been covering in great depth the situation on the ground in Russia for the Jewish Agency for Israel. Now, this organization that is over 100 years old has been operational in Russia for over 30 years. Now, yesterday, the Israeli government delegation met with Russian representatives from the Justice Ministry and their Foreign Ministry. However, the talks resulted in a dead end. An Israeli official said that he is very, very disappointed that the Israeli delegation were given no hint as to what Russia thinks could be done to help Israelis or to remedy the situation. The next court hearing will take place in Moscow on the 19th of August. Now, we've been speaking a lot about anti-Semitism, and as you know, we always try and end the show with something positive. Well, the United States Special Envoy on Anti-Semitism, Deborah Lipstadt, who is one of the world's foremost experts on anti-Semitism and the Holocaust, she has returned from her very, very successful visits to Gulf countries, and she has noted the progress being made by these countries in the fight against right normalizing anti-Semitism. She particularly spoke about Saudi Arabia. Now, she said that she acknowledges, she knows that their human rights record is not perfect. However, they have made great progress in helping to combat anti-Semitism insofar as reintroducing new educational manuals, which is very, very important because Saudi Arabia has been a source of where a lot of anti-Semitic rhetoric has come from. She says there is also the possibility of putting together a conference involving the Saudis, and of course this is a very, very welcome development indeed. So those are your top stories making headlines today. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online, our Facebook page, our community there at Lottel's site. Give us a like, give us a follow, and of course, please share our content. Sometimes on social media, we have to get past those algorithms and censors. We are on YouTube. Our channel is at the Israel Brief. We would love it if you helped us grow by clicking on the red subscribe button, and our Twitter handle is at layoftheland5. That's at layoftheland5. In the meantime, from a very hot and humid Israel, I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. Thanks for checking in on your headlines, and join me tomorrow for your top stories.